Broadcast live.
The robot,
Yes, sir.
so my brother,
See ya.
you know what it is.
Slikour.
You know, I mean, I'm always like, where do I start with you? You know, I mean,
Yeah.
if you you're a spaza or you're a shopping center, you'd have a lane for comedy. Now there's a lane for podcast. Now there's a lane for music, like Amapiano. There's a lane for bars. There's a lane for dancing. There's a lane for, what happened to the skits? There's a lane for skits, you know, literally, you're like the store that literally has all these things, right?
Yeah.
And I've been asking myself, how difficult is it to build a brand that literally can give so much, you know? Because some people go, I'm gonna build my name. Blackie goes, I'm gonna build my name on music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? An influencer says, I'm gonna build my name on beauty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone else says, I'm gonna build my name on fashion, you know? How is it for you to kind of go, this is what I'm building my name on, but, you know?
I think the biggest thing for me was to build the name.
Mm.
You know what I mean? If you listen to your sentence, I'm gonna build my name on music. I'm gonna build my name on fashion. I'm gonna build my name on... Forget the second part of the sentence.
Yeah.
My biggest thing was build the name. And with the name, you can do whatever because the name is big.
Yeah.
Not what you do is big.
Yeah.
And that's how I managed to build a brand, because that's what a brand is. The ability to interchange careers, the ability to do things that you weren't introduced to the public to. You know what I mean? So if I'm introducing myself to you guys as a funny comedian skit guy, I'm no more doing that because I built the brand. And that's what the power of brand is, I guess.
So right now I've been feeling that you've been very intentional though with actually really enterprising the Robot Boii brand, you know, and with all the talents, what triggered you to kind of go, actually we need to enterprise the Robot Boii brand, you know?
I think crazy, a conversation we had actually at Senzo's wedding.
Yeah.
You were like to me, Robot Boii, the man that does everything. All this nigga needs is clout. All you need is clout, bro. Because I feel like the clout will bring the attention to what you can offer, you know? So it almost made it feel like you understand the passion, you understand the talents and the gift, maybe they just unnoticed. And now it's like, that's the standpoint too, you know? The brand that can do everything and that does everything and that does it well.
Mm.
So being able to do a lot of things so successfully is now the brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you learn to be like, this is the most complex one, because we can all fake it till we make it, but the drama one is incredible. Even the dancing one, because it's not even, you know what I mean? Like the robot shit. I used to do the robot shit. I was already stiff.
That's why you went the robot route.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I was already stiff. Like, let me lean on this dance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the drumming, where does that even come from?
I think when I explain everything, because I like the fact that you put drumming and dancing together, these things are rhythm, bro, you know? And I think that's what God gave me. God didn't really give me anything specific. He gave me creativity and rhythm. Because with the rhythm, you will catch a pattern, you will catch a step, mouchive, you know what I mean? Like a count, that's what you need, you know? And if you think about it, bro, mouchive, dog, your hand is on the steering wheel, your left hand is on the gears, your left foot is clutching, your right foot is accelerating. So when you're drumming, your right hand is on this hi-hat, your left hand's on the snare, your left foot is on the hi-hat, the right foot is on the bass. You know what I mean?
I'm
just trying to give you an example. That certain things you driving and you multi, you understand?
Yeah.
But when it comes to drumming, you're thinking, it's impossible. How is a different hand doing a different thing? Why is my feet? But it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Crazy, right?
I never thought of it like
so
that.
Now, shout out. So now that's why I mentioned the rhythm part of it. So now with that being said, all now you need is the rhythm. So the da, bass, da, now, catch the rhythm and that's that. So I had rhythm from like primary school because I used to play on my space case with like, my coloring pencil.
Wow.
So my sister says to me, yo, that sounds dope. And I was like, yeah. And then my mind went, okay, cool. It means I can do it, or I can,
Wow.
And then ever since, I've never been in front of a drum kit until like a youth what that we did. We were in a center where there was an old keyboard and a drum kit, and then I just went on the kit, and I think the first song I played was Nelly Furtado. If you see me in the club,
Yeah.
And now I've been hearing it, and now I'm here. So now, okay, ding 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 ding. Okay, ding. So okay, then then and you know what I mean? So playing by ear and just figuring it out. So I'm a trier. That's what I do a lot. I try. Because then if I fail, I know I can't. But if I figure it out, then I got it. A lot of people, I think, are afraid of trying. And we got a bunch of people that have so many talents that are afraid to try, express them, or give them to us and for us to receive them.
You like a guy that pushes themselves,
Yeah.
What is the driver though for you? What is the motivator? What is this thing that you want to go, this is what I want to achieve eventually,
The biggest thing for me is for people to understand that I don't have more hours than you in a day. And with the ability to do so much, it shouldn't be this guy's doing so much. It should be what am I doing with my time? You know what I mean? So there's a balance between me doing what I'm doing because I got God-given talent and I have a passion for what I do. The other side is inspiration and inspiring everybody else. Because it's like, I'm alone doing so much. Surely you could also do 2 things, 3 things if you stuck in this one thing of yours. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to like do a lot because it's like, yo, I can. Also because people don't really listen to talkers, they listen to doers. So if I sit in front of a school and I say, yo, you need to put your time in what you do, the matrix are like, shout out. You know what I mean? But when you pull up and you're just speaking out of no substance, people won't actually hear you, which is where the influence conversation comes in. So I don't like the word fame or famous because I believe every influential person is famous, but not every famous person is influential. You know what I mean? Like you can be famous and have numbers and whatever, but when you speak to people, listen, when you do things, are they articulated in people's lives? So that's where the influence part comes in. So the substance in what I do to bring weight to what I say. Yeah.
And you navigate through a lot of relationships right now. I mean, obviously you've just started like the podcast with Mpho. How did you guys find that synergy besides that you both talk shit? Fuck Mpho, by the way. For his little skit out here.
So
he's my dog though.
Yo, so Pops, man, I think before anything, Pops and I share similarities in the industry. I don't think we have beef with anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're both these guys that are just in the space doing what we do and everybody loves what we do. So that's 1. 2, the humor side of it, we're both from Monday High, and every time we've worked together, it's been smooth. Like less brief when it comes to him and I. So we've done couple promos together, back in the cut for the summers. When he was hosting the summers, I was doing social media for the summers. And then fast forward now to summer 28, I was hosting with him, And it's like even there, the teleprompter can say what, but it's just direction, but we'll just keep bouncing off each other. He got on a podcast and chill, and he sat in Saul's chair. And while I was watching it, I said, Pops can actually sit on Mac's chair too. And then my mind said, okay, then it means I must then be on Saul's chair.
Yeah.
And then I spoke to him and I said, yo, let's try to do this thing. And like, okay, cool. And then when the guys left in December, I broke in the studio. And then we shot our episode. So we're like, okay, let's shoot an episode where it's just him and I. And then that happened. And then obviously the traction was like, okay, we see you guys. And obviously, again, we're not the best podcasters. We're starting this thing out. It's new to us. But again, like I said, I'm a trier. And if you don't try something, you'll never learn and grow. So a lot of people are sitting in a corner trying to not do anything because of either what people are going to say, but they're suppressing the passion that's inside of them. You know, we 4 people in the game, in the industry. So it's like, let's try this thing. Even if we fail, we would have known with the cases Amile. But for now, let's do what we think we can. And then podcast and chill is the obvious name. And then I said popcorn and cheese. Because right?
Yeah.
Something that rhymes that just doesn't make sense, but it's cool. And now that's the birth of popcorn and cheese.
And what is the objective of the conversations that you guys are going to have? You know, because obviously, like, there's a lot of podcasts that are popping up, right? And it's always like, so what can people expect? There's only been 2 episodes up to now, right?
Yeah.
But what else, or where's the direction?
So the direction is very lighthearted, chilled humor relief with bars, gems, and motivation.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So nothing controversial, nothing too hectic. We're bringing in people that we also know are funny. They don't have to be comedians. We have a lot of people in the industry that are actually funny people, like naturally, but they don't have a comedian label to them. But it's just for comic relief, for people to just sit and listen and just have a chilled time watching us. But at the same time, when I say bars and jewels, it's because we are also quite successful in our space where we don't hold back from sharing knowledge that can help someone else get to the top.
Yeah.
So that's the lighthearted humor relief motivation.
And I mean, while you're doing this, I mean, obviously you really you've been making music, but I think the salary, you know, literally really like was the thing that's made you
Gave me salary.
Yeah.
With that, man, like, obviously, like you're saying, the thing with music is that you must always keep dropping, you know? Because you never know what's gonna pop, man. It's like, music is very unique to everything else in the game. Like, if you're an actor and you act and the show comes out, whether people like your acting or not, you're already out on the show. They're already watching you. The job's done. But with music, you have to put it out and wait to see and hear what people are gonna say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why you drop something that you think is dope and the people blue tick it.
Yeah,
And then you drop something you think is alright, and then people are like, yo. So for me, it's just consistency and quality.
Yeah.
You know, when I recorded Salary, I was just doing what I do with my catchiness. But it wasn't it's gonna be a hit, let's make it dope. It was a consistency and quality. And on God, it did well, and that's what got us out the world and to the countries outside.
So, I mean, how are you going to manage the schedule when everything just blows up, you know, and like all simultaneously? It's like, are you stressing out your people here?
Almost. There's a joke that someone once said to my manager, like, yo, bro, you manage Robot Boii. This guy can wake up and decide to be a pilot, dog. Like, what are you going to do? And my nigga's like, hey, dog, then I have to just start Googling clouds and how, you know, the atmosphere works. And that's the thing, like, certain things I just wake up and I go do, and I come to him and I say, okay, cool. So I got this thing that I did. And he's just like, oh, okay, you know? But Kelvin's my dude, man. He's like my brother, man. He understands me, my heart, the vision. And my team too, like, you know, everything I do is for the team, and we are Robot Boii as a group, you know? It's not just me alone. And that's why they're there. They schedule things. They put things into play, in and out of this, in and out of that. And it's capacity, right? In primary school, we had sports, we had extramurals. Even when you go home, there's chores, right? These things are all managed by your parents. But now, when you leave primary school, you go to high school, you have similar setup. You leave high school, you go to varsity. Now you're in varsity, you're independent. You don't have anyone watching over you. And all you can manage is school. And you don't have time. And you're stressing, and you know what I mean?
Wow.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
How is it that you had capacity to do so many things when you are monitored and when you are told?
Because you thought you were being oppressed in
right?
primary school.
And now you're in varsity just doing varsity. And that's why in varsity, you see the kids that have a side job on weekends, that are pushing a clothing brand, that are pushing this, because it's a capacity thing. So when everything blows up, so does my capacity and like my time, because I'm doing a voiceover here, I'm doing an interview here, then I have to go record this verse, I have to send that in, then I have to post this thing on social media. When I go back home later, I'm shooting this skit, and tomorrow we're driving to Durban, I do this appearance, I MC this gig, and then I come back and then I shoot this music video, then I come back and I will see my family. Then I go to church, then the next day I go see, you know what I mean? it's very possible.
When does it stop? When doesn't it stop? When does it start, to become like work?
Yo, I don't know, man. I just think I just love what I do, bro.
Yeah.
It never feels like work. The only thing that will make what I do feel like work is different takes.
Okay.
So even in an advert, if I'm shooting a DSTV advert, I'm having fun because I wrote the script, I'm adjusting the script to see creative freedom.
Yeah,
so wherever I am and whatever I do, there's always that space to be me in it. And the only thing will be, okay, let's do that again. Let's do that again. Do that again. That's the only time it feels like work. A music video. Sharp. Okay, let's do it from this angle. Sharp. You know what I mean? That's the only time, just repetition. But nothing in my day gets me up and I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
I'm doing it because I love it, and that's why, I'm doing it.
Do you also feel that like the game is actually also opening up to embracing you from a musical perspective? Because obviously you the skit guy, right? You're the McDonald's VW skit guy.
Shout out.
And that's really how you really started getting your name out there.
Yeah.
They still owe you a lot of money, but nonetheless.
Hey, man. And then he said, if you watch it, I'm going to send you this so that you watch it. I ain't going to ask if y'all watch it.
I mean, a lot of people kind of know you, and do you feel that there's the seriousness, at least like now the game is starting to see you as, because what people don't understand in the industry is that, and this is the one thing with you've built a clan in the comedy world, you've built a clan in the skit world, you've built a clan in the music world, you've built a clan in the dance world, I don't know what other world you've built a clan in, but like it's almost like, sometimes there are different people in these spaces. We're not all connected. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's a beauty in like being, I'm like a music guy. So I don't have like relationships with dancers, I don't have relationship with stylists.
I danced for you though.
Yeah.
I remember.
I'm not a music guy anymore. Now I'm an online guy.
Yeah, man. Masters of Rhythm. You were performing the Sugar Smacks, Lyrical Sneakers. We was dancing behind you.
Is that what you guys called yourselves?
Yeah.
Oh man, that must have been. I should have took a picture of it.
No, don't worry.
I feel like
I got a picture.
I feel like McD's. I slept on.
I got a picture with you. I'm gonna send it to production team. Please post this picture, guys. It's very old. I'm gonna find it on Facebook. I still have it. I remember. You're like the only dude that took a picture that day. Crazy now.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's really crazy. But like, this is another thing that people don't know. I want to use that Java song, Linda. Look how long you've been trying. People literally just see this now. And when I say the music industry is embracing you now, it's guys that you were trying before they were even trying, who are bigger than you, who were like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you were so humble enough to kind of go, when the time is right, the time is right.
Yeah. And that's a big thing for me, man. God's timing, because certain things you get them prematurely and they don't help you. Sometimes your talent takes you to a place where your character is not ready for. So the biggest thing you need to do is build your character, Like, I encourage people all the time, man. You do a show like Idols, but your character's not right. What if you win Idols? Your talent will make you win it, but your character can't sustain you in the game or in that space or in that level. So the biggest thing I always tell people is to build a character, And for me, the timing thing was a thing. And in the music space, to come back to your statement, I think it's because with the music, guys, I used to dance to the music. I used to do skits to the music. I used to add comedy to what, you know what I mean? Like, so that's like the relationship. That's where it started too. Like, people would send me songs like, yo, I'm dropping this, please dance to it. Or now if I'm emceeing something, I'll be the MC at a gig and I'll introduce them in a funny way. And they was just like, I didn't even think of that, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's how things came about, where by the time I've built the relationship, whether I was still a dancer or a skit maker or a musician or an actor or a podcaster now, I'm still that guy that has a relationship with them. And that's the key thing about relationships, is that they break boundaries, Yeah.
But it's also not being too comfortable with relationships. You might be like, yo, but like, I open for Chris, that nigga should be posting my shit,
Yeah,
Then you start having that entitlement, right? Because you
Hey.
feel that, and that sets you back. Because once again, what I'm trying to say is that you had so much opportunity for entitlement also,
And I think even that, like, that's what kills people in the game too. Entitlement and doing things for return favor. Like, which goes back to the passion, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm so passionate for something, I like drop an oral skit for fun because I love the idea and I dropped it. And now people are like, yeah, but you should have sent it to oral. Yeah. Because my ideas are not limited,
Yeah.
I'll have more ideas. Yes, and that's just an example. Fairly, there are bigger things that are on a bigger scale that I can't just do like that, you know what I mean? Like my dude is shooting right now for when something as big as Netflix decides to pull up on us, you know what I mean? But like there's a lot I do just for the passion and for the game's sake and for the culture's sake that you don't need to feel entitled to because of that timing thing.
Yeah.
Because that also says something to them. Yeah. They go, yo, damn, this dude has been rocking with me for a minute, actually. That's cool, Like the Khuli Chana moment I had with him at Cotton Fest. Bro, I met Khuli Chana like summer 21. We're in 28 now. You guys must just do the maths, ne?
Yeah.
So before I met him, I had bought his earphones because he had a contract with Rocker.
Yeah.
I bought the headphones. I stole a cap from one of my friends because one of my friends had the Khuli Chana cap. Yo, if you remember those caps, guys. Khuli Chana cap and the earphones and then the CD.
Yeah.
I took a picture and I said, yo, I just bought the headphones and I'm a dancer. I'd love to dance with more caps. That's now me saying, actually, if you have more caps, please put me on.
Yeah.
But I'm not forcing it. I'm just letting him know.
Yeah.
Then he responded, I think like a year later, right? And then we're chatting on Instagram, like in moments like that. Then when I saw him at the summers, he said, yo, I said, yeah, it's like, cool. He took a Snapchat with me. That's how back then it was. He took a Snapchat. I was like, yo. Then, fast forward, man. Last year, Cotton Fest, on stage, DJ Smokes on the decks, like, yeah, Twada, and it's like, Robot, where you at? I'm like, I'm here, nigga. I just ran on stage and now I'm jumping up and down with him, we're performing Twada. Moments like that, like, he didn't have to do that, and that was my best moment ever. Like, that's how I'm Robot Boii, ne?
Yeah.
But like, forget the name and the brand. I'm just like having a fan moment with Khuli Chana because this dude just called me on stage and I'm jumping up and down with him. And I think that's what it is. Like doing things because you love to do it and you're willing to do it without waiting and saying, yo, I've done this for you. Where's my key.
I mean, and those things are, I always just say, you got to differentiate all the time that we do the things because we're fan of the thing.
Yeah.
And the thing literally sometimes has people, in fact, mostly has people. So that means you have to be fans of people.
Yeah.
So you limit yourself when you act like, I don't see Robot Boii. I ain't trying to touch Robot Boii. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to see people because you're fans of it. And that's why we're here. We all here because we're a fan of a bigger culture.
Yeah.
But now we've got our own heroes in the culture. So how do we bring them back? And that's what you becoming also for the generation where like it's like you could be anything. You know what I mean? I think recently also, obviously with the passing of Costa, you dropped the joint like a few days ago. You know, I mean, just like with the and I saw you. I've been seeing you a lot, like even with the just being vocal, even with the Cotton Fest. From a mind, just from our heads, what do we feel is what's the vibe? You know what I mean? What's the vibe? What's the energy? What made you go, I want to write this right now? You know what I mean?
What's crazy with Hold It Down is that that's how I've felt since the passing of the Chance. The big five, man. Like, I felt like that since when Killer, Mpura, TD Tot, and Kanye Green, when we lost them, that's how I felt. But it was like, I didn't feel right, man, to say something then because I didn't want it to look like a tribute or seem like a tribute, And because there's a difference between a tribute and my conversation with God. So for me, I'm having a conversation with God. You know what I mean? And it's God. There's nothing wrong with doing a tribute for everybody else that did tribute, you know. But for me, it was like I need to have a conversation with God.
Yeah.
But let me suppress these feelings and just speak to him in prayer, you know. And then we lost Ricky. And then it started, you know, it started. And now it's like, when we lost Costa, you know, I was in production out the country and I was watching the memorial on my phone. And that feeling came back. And I'm a Joyner Lucas fan, right?
Clearly.
Like, man, Joyner Lucas is my dude.
Joyner Lucas just wrote the same song.
Devil's
but like,
Work 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wrote the same song, but like now he's like, don't take them.
Yeah, now let's replace moments. Let's fix moments. Yeah. Yo, man, Joyner Lucas is like, man, everything from Frozen to I'm Sorry to Like You to, you know what I mean? Like, he's very conscious. Like his conscious pocket is amazing. And visually too, you know, how he projects it. So, you know, Joyner Lucas is in my head. I'm feeling this way, and I'm just like, okay, you know what, let me just write this thing.
Yeah.
And literally, like I said, when I came back in the country, I messaged one of my boys, said, yo, please send me a slow beat. And he sent it. And I sat on my bed and I wrote. It was done. And then the next day I said, yo, to my producer, I'm pulling up on you, here's the beat, please load it on the system. Next day I went and I just wrote it and I, you know. And then that same night, YouTube, I just put it out. So it's like, the vibe, to answer your question, is like, we lose people all the time, you know? And this is where being in the public eye comes in. You know, there's people that have gone through more deaths. There's people that have gone through more hurt, more pain. It's just our size. So they are able to like still pick themselves up and walk to the shop.
Yeah.
You know, but for us, it's like, yo, you lost so-and-so, sorry. You know, sorry about this, sorry about that. They're like, and even a post now is like, my stories are like 25K views on my story because now everybody's trying to see, what am I saying? How do I feel? You know what I mean? So it's not that we're not losing people all the time. It's just that when we're in the space, it becomes different.
It becomes amplified.
Because now people are trying to hear what we're gonna say. What are we saying about it? And again, you know, God's got the crown. He's on the throne. You know, our only job is to hold it down, which is the message. Like, no matter how we feel, you know, at the end of the day, we still have him to look to.
Yeah.
Because all we know is our birth dates.
Yeah.
But he knows your birth date and your death date.
Except Shaka Zulu.
Well, okay. So, Shaka, you know what I mean?
Trying to correct you, bro.
So it's like, yo, if we look to him, man, like he's the author and the finisher, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that's gonna keep us sane, because if we try to make sense of everything, we're not gonna be able to. That's why we're not God. He's God.
There's and you know, a lot of people say that, yo, sorry, and they go, Kenzalan in your industry. And I'm like, if you can see the people who are famous who are passing away, imagine the people you don't know who are passing away.
Yes, yeah.
You know, so it means all of us are going through something. And if you're seeing a handful of us that that means so many more are going through it, you know? When I guess when Shabba passed, you know, Pro, it made it feel like it's like we've arrived to a place I never thought we'd arrive at. You know, time, age,
big fact.
You know, and I wondered, you know, remember, for me, Ricky, Keenan, you know, they're my young,
yeah.
You know, now I remember having a conversation when Mpho, Killer, when all of them passed, how it affected Ricky, right? They were his young, you know? And then I go, but yo, Robert, Costa's not your young, he's your peer. I wonder, what is the thought forget the fact that, Costa, but what does it mean for me? Is there a little bit more kind of how am I taking care of myself?
Yeah.
I mean, I use example. I meet up with a guy like Casper. He goes, I'm moving with protection now. It's like that's his generation. Me, you know what I mean? But what thoughts does it? How vulnerable does it make you feel? And what do you say? Let me protect myself.
Yeah.
Let me do this a little bit more that I actually wasn't paying attention to.
I think, man, it's like the craziest thing is the statement of when it's your time,
Mm.
And then right under that is what we can do to prolong that time. You know what I mean? That's why when you fall sick, you don't stay at home and go, it's my time. No, because we have medicine in the house, we have a doctor, there's a clinic. So it's like, for me, man, like taking a break when I need to, being mentally stable, eating healthy, bro. I came with water out here, like those are the things that I do. That's how I move. Yes, security just for areas I'm not too sure of, just to be alert, because we work in spaces that has different things and different people, different energies, alcohols, different substances, you know what I mean? So, but the ultimate chat is that, you can do as much as you want.
If it comes, it comes.
But if it's God saying, yo, I've got something out here and I need y'all, to hold it down in heaven, then, you know what I mean? And yeah, that's just the thought, man. It's never really, there's never really too much to it.
And this doesn't, the carefreeness, to a certain extent, literally also kind of runs, you know what I mean? Do you feel that like there's I think when we are coming in the game, it was obviously, but like old people are the ones that are dying. You know what I mean?
The older artists.
Yeah, but it feels like even inside, and we felt like the music was helping us escape, but it feels like inside the world is also, it's not guaranteed safety anymore, even inside,
It's like, yeah, man, it's just like, it's something you can't figure out, which is why the more like the joy of the Lord is your strength. The Bible teaches us that, and He gives us peace that surpasses all understanding. And that statement,
nigga, you be out there quoting Bibles, shit. I never knew you rolling with the church clan too.
Come on, bro. Come on, man. Behind this chain, TG, dear so wide. Trust God. Don't sleep on yourself. That's my motto, man. That's the life. That's what I run with, So peace that surpasses all understanding. If you break that down, understanding is something we don't have right now of what's going on. But with God, He can give you peace that surpasses all of that. So with all the noise, you still find yourself in peace, There's a lot of people that sleep but don't rest at night, you know what I mean? So it's about getting to a place where you're able to lay your head and actually rest, move again, start your day, guys,
And a lot of our guys in the game are like, that's what it is. They're sleeping and not resting, Yeah, man, it is a time of opulence and incredible success, but there's also like an underlying kind of shadow on it, and I guess, like you say, the prayer literally and the faith, is what we have to carry to keep the lights on. Let's move on that though,
Yeah.
See, we like it sad and shit.
Hey, bro. Crazy.
Are we gonna get more skits though? I was like, when are we gonna get like the series? You know what I mean? And it's like I feel like you're not doing some of the old things anymore.
So I'm applying that mind on certain things, right? And also how it works is the old things didn't really bring in the income. So the focus does fall into the things that bring the income, and then when we do have the chance, we bring it back. It's just not as aggressive because back then all I had to do was the
skit.
But now there's the income thing, so a skit will come now and then. You know what I mean? And you may not see it as often because of the things that are taking priority. But I'm trying to bring Asian R&B back.
Oh man, come on.
I am doing skits in music videos here and there,
Yes,
and then also same thing, the internet gang, like Abuta Fire, Fresh, Leon Kumete, Skits by Spit. So they like also like doing a lot and the most, but we trying to always bring each other together, and that's hard to do, you know.
But that when we do, crazy.
When we do, and we're gonna do it, and it's gonna be that's where you'll get to see more of those stuff come back. And then obviously the McDonald's thing, they have to just cut the check, bro. Then I'll do those videos again.
I mean, if you had to get all those guys together, I mean, haven't you guys ever tried to pitch that to like somebody?
The thing is, my guys believe in work and being recognized in a sense. So like abathanda ukuncenga, you know, because we come from that generation. We've been cengang people, man. Like you see us all together doing the most. Like, does no one go, yo, you know?
I know, yeah.
So that's the conversation, and I guess like, that's why we just did the Mtase remix, actually a parody remix of Mtase.
Yeah.
But we'll do more things together as the time goes.
Come on, man. There's nothing incredible as that thing right now. That the fire, but the fire is just like he's just like he's not stopping that.
Yeah, nah.
He's on fire. I think he's been like saving up all this content, you know, like
I think it's also maybe it's creative block to some extent, but dudes do have their peaks, you know. Everybody's always consistent, and then there's a time where it's like, hey, Robot Boii is coming with the McDonald's videos.
Yeah.
And then Fresh is killing the game now.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's like, now it's the fire, you know?
Yeah.
Then in Durban, it's like, Skits is doing the most. Okay, now Leon's got 100 plaque, he's killing YouTube, and, you know, we're all having these moments, man. But yeah.
There's something there.
Trust. That's like new age Pure Monate. Yeah, we need to operate something, man. Because niggas need to eat now, man, you know?
Yo, man, that's the thing, because also it's the mark of my thing is that, like, you know, like, it's not seen because it's not curated collectively. You know, so we know about Pure Monate because it was curated collectively.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that, like, once it gets curated collectively, there's something incredible there.
I got you.
And not just for niggas being, because these niggas need to be in the history books of how they impacted the digital world with comedy. Yeah. Because, you know, Pure Monate, we can say this is how the David Gow's of the world impacted comedy on television and made it mainstream. Because you've got a point of reference. Blacks only, Pure Monate.
Yeah.
We need this point of reference for you guys too, because it's a part of our history. Do you know what I mean?
I got you.
You know?
Yeah.
By the way, I got the same kicks. I like them.
Shout out.
But I think mine are red.
Yours are red?
I think so.
These are the same kicks. They also looked red to me until I walked out the house. Oh, they're orange. Okay. Again, none orange on me, bro. Like, why would I just go for, like...
I thought that I was going to wear them for something that I launched, that is Slikour dive thing that I launched, because our colors are red. I have to go relook these colors.
They're orange, bro.
Bro, I mean, me and you meet up a lot, man, and I just want to appreciate you, you know?
Yeah.
Just like, I think there's a lot of knowledge that you bring, and you know, you are a veteran. You know, people must, like, you know, if you were dancing Masters of Rhythm, that's 2008, something like that. You are a veteran.
Yeah.
You know, like Buntle, y'all are veterans.
Yo, man, that Masters era, man, like, it did a lot and it brought out a lot, man. Touchline Truth, Costa, R.I.P. Snare Mbata, bro. Snare's on freaking Woman King.
Come on.
You know what I mean? Buntle, Pretty, you know, and the gang, man, like, you know, Phantom, Xavier. Man, it really did a lot. DNA, who does production.
Yeah.
Sibu Mapena.
Oh, my Lord.
Khadi.
Oh, my Lord.
There's a lot of names, man, that come out of the Masters era that, you know, like, dancers were once more popular than artists,
like,
in this country.
No, dancing, you could literally, like, they don't know Masters of Rhythm.
Yeah.
I think I got the video. It's just a dance event where, like, it's gang youth, filling
Colors
up-
for days.
colors for
This,
days.
ladies and gentlemen, bathe the name.
Where was it? It was at I remember the one was at a,
You Nissan Standard Bank or where?
come on, Standard Bank,
Yeah.
right? Standard Bank. It's just packed. It's crazy. The colors, like the artists are coming in just to, because they're the artists, to add. But like people are there for the
The
dance.
dance. Oh man.
That was incredible. This is one thing I really, really loved about Costa. And I just bring him up, and I was supposed to speak actually at his speech, but I don't think I got all the times right, at his thing. But I will like to mention it because obviously it was in your proximity. When I saw Costa, I said, can Costa bring back Masters of Rhythm back with what he was doing?
Because he put the dances
because he was
on.
bringing the dances
He has
back.
them on the music video as features. He's really trying to not sleep on the fact that dancers will make your show better.
And if you lived there, then you understood that what Costa was doing. Then you understood the currency that Costa was actually
and pushing out,
patching, And because I was with dancers, I remember when we were dancing. I remember the rehearsals, in Santon. There was a rehearsal space. I forgot the name of the place, but I just remember like how you guys would literally coordinate. And then I would then they'd do stuff for me and they'll try to show me how to do it.
Jump in here and there and then go back and rap. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which is why my idol's performance is the same thing too.
Yeah.
It's like camera understanding, stage setting, dancing number tom, coming out of it, continuing, jumping back in, coming out of it. And that's the point of being a dancer turned into artist.
Well, I was an artist who was forcing to dance, so it was a bit rough. I would do well in the coming out, but coming back into the routine, I'd be out, what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, that being said, I was like, where's Costa getting the time for like the coordination? Everybody's in the same thing. And I just loved how Alpha, Phantom, Benny, how they'd all just like, we knew it was a Costa thing, but it was like their
camp,
thing.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Tonight Dance Academy too.
Yeah. Shout out to Costa, man, and may his soul rest in peace. I think if you lived through Masters and you saw what he was doing, that man literally could have taken that journey and brought it back into like life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Robot. I feel I'm grateful to have you here.
Thank you.
You could have there's a lot you could have leaned on. There's a lot you could have like taken for granted. We all know your story that you don't like talking about. we all know this. We all know the tree you fell off from. So you are really an example of a cat who basically wants to do well. Who wants to literally like make their lives literally something. Regardless of everything else that's happening.
Yeah.
And I wish you all the success. I wish the brand grows. And I wish the brand grows to real robots that are being sold, like literally like of Robot, or where like, you've got like different gang members in that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really wish you all that success, Robot. All the time I've met you, you've been always respectful. You've always been humble. And I'm just honored, like I say, I've got a generation. Then there was the generation of the Rick, the Keenans, and everybody else, and then there's the nasty generation, the Areses. Then there's the Rick, the Keenan generation. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And then there's obviously like the Jabba generation before that, which is like Motswaka, and then there's us,
Great.
and you are almost like becoming a part of this new generation, and to still be able to interface, and for you to also still be able to. I always ask myself, now that we've lost Keenan, who's going to tell people where the game comes from?
Hectic.
Because Keenan always mentioned, no matter how he was, Keenan always reminded you that, like, whether it was double HPing, Khuli channing, squatter camping, Keenan always reminded you that this came from somewhere.
Bro, even on Mass Country, with what? Rhythmic elements, Mikasa, Squatter, Java, tear gas. Yo.
Listen, Keenan was always reminding everybody that the game comes from somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, and it's gonna be your job to also start doing that because you lived it. I know it's a heavy cross to carry, but you're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
Go.
Got you.
Robot the robot.
Thank you.
Let's go.
We're online.
Yes, sir.
Slikour.
Shout out.
Broadcast live